Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the studio. This is actually my second time filming this. I am your host, your internet detective, but I'm sad to say, I just found out that 3 of my video files that were planned were corrupted because I muted my mic somehow. So get some coffee, guys, because I gotta pull a late night here, try to get some more content out for you guys, because there's no way in hell I'm going bald this month. Let me tell you right now. Guys, today I want to talk to you. This is Throwback Thursday. If you don't know what day it is, just so you know, that's why we do this. Throwback Thursday. Hello, you're almost at the end of your week. Hang in there. On Thursdays, as you guys know, we go back in time to learn the lessons of scammers so we can learn not only about them, but also ourselves, a little bit of psychology of who we are. And together, we can be a more educated population, fall for scammers less, and in general, learn to empathize with each other more. I don't know if this show actually does any of that, but it's aspirational, guys. Today, we're talking about the dark truth about con men. Something that I've kind of had to come to grips with, because, you know, on the show, we kind of make fun of these people. We paint them in the worst possible light. But there's a truth that I've been avoiding about the true con men. Listen, there are kind of your bottom-feeding con men, but then there's the top tier. And at the highest tier, what I haven't been addressing, and what is so uncomfortable to admit, is how likable con men are. And I know you're saying, Steven, no, these guys they're scammers. No. It's okay to admit the truth, which is that if you watch, look, I was watching the Napoleon Hill interview, right? Because I did that last Throwback Thursday. And one thing I came away with is, look, if you can just strip away the lying, the fake success, the fact that he was totally phony with it all, this man is actually extraordinarily likable. I hate to say it.
And remember, before you begin writing, that your only limitations are those which you set up in your own mind or permit others to set up for you.
I mean, he's just kind of this humble-looking guy. I'm not saying he's some kind of saint or anything like that, but I'm saying if you listen to him without knowing all the backstory about him, you'd find him to be likable. You'd find him to be, oh, this is a guy I'd like to be friends with. That is what is so difficult to deal with con men, is that the reason people get involved with a lot of these scams and the reason they keep going back to them is because of the charisma and the cult of personality a lot of these characters. So we're going to be going through some history with a lot of different characters like this so I can make this point to you of really how dangerous this kind of thing is. And with that, I'd like to turn to perhaps the most troubling modern version of this that I've seen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joseph James, a trading instructor on YouTube. Now, before I tell you what he did, let's just watch one of his videos and just pay attention to how this guy acts.
All right, guys, back to work tonight, Tuesday evening. It's January the 12th, 2020. My name is Joseph, and as always, welcome back to your nightly newsletter.
First impressions, great. If you guys met this guy in the street, you didn't have any context, he wasn't featured in a Coffeezilla video, you'd probably find this guy likable, maybe a little chatty. A lot of these guys are a little bit chatty, but, you know, they're high energy, smiling. You can't probably see it with the black and white, but he's got these blue eyes just hypnotizing me, bringing me in, telling me this is a guy I can trust. That's actually how you con people, actually, is by being and appearing trustworthy. This is something hard for people to accept. And the reason I finally wanted to address it is because I keep getting the same email basically saying, hey, what do you think of this guy? I think he might be a scam, but he's so likable. As if con men are supposed to come out and tell you that they're con men. As if they're supposed to wear like a dark robe and like, you know, a wizard hat and announce themselves. No, that's kind of the point. They're likable. But of course, you go through his thing and what actually does he do? Behind all this affability, what's actually the end result? Well, oh, look at this. He pitches you a course.
Every day at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I'll put the link you need in the description of this YouTube video. I'll also put a big button for you to click on the trading blog. So getting registered for tomorrow morning's trade room is pretty darn easy. Easy as falling off a Shetland pony, as they say.
Just easy as falling off a Shetland pony. Now, guys, who is this man? Probably a lot of you guys haven't heard of him. Well, he runs a channel called School of Trade. Now I think it's been shifted to Joseph James or something like that, but it used to be School of Trade, and as you can see, the site is still branded that way. Why do I bring this guy up, and why is he in Throwback Thursday? Well, it's because of what happened to him in 2017. See, this video is from yesterday. Like, he's still selling this course right now. But you know what happened in 2017? This man paid $4.9 million in trading system fraud. And as you can see, the thing that says fraud on it literally has not changed. See, the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission charged this guy with paying restitution to defrauded investors totaling $4 million and a $1 million penalty for doing what he did. Now, I won't read all of this to you, but basically, this guy was not really making the money he said he was making with his course, and so they fined him. Now, obviously, has the course changed a lot? I mean, we can just kind of go off of this. What do you think? If this is what the course looked like before, and the course he's selling now, today, right now, after paying $4 million back to investors and $1 million to the government, it still looks like this. What's the point? Guys, these people don't stop. Even when they're caught, they don't stop. And let's look at this comment section. I've been watching you since May 2020 when I started trading. So a new trader here. You think he has any idea of what happened with the CFTC? Joseph James is your mentor trader. Priceless. Dreams come true 2021. Good stuff, JJ. Hey, thanks for the video. This is a guy who was convicted by the CFTC and forced to pay a penalty for what he was selling. And he's still selling it. And people are still buying it. Which goes to the irrationality of people who are both scamming and also, something we don't talk about, is being scammed. There's an allure to the person scamming. We can't ignore that. Guys, we can't just pretend these people are clowns, which a lot of them are. But at the highest level, the best scammers, they have a real magnetism to them. And this isn't about, your small time gurus. This is about people like this. This is Kevin Trudeau, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who that is, that's because he's been in jail for contempt of court, among other things. He had a lot of run-ins with the government for selling his shady products. He was also always telling you, you're going to have the mega mind memory. You're going to have, he sold that course. He sold weight loss cures. He sold money making cures. Basically, he's always selling something else. And every time it didn't live up to the hype. So Kevin Trudeau eventually was silenced. He ignored the court. He got arrested, right? So classic scammer. But this man, even now, after being in jail for years, still has people die hard supporting this man. To the point where there's an entire group of people that are trying to free Kevin Trudeau early, and they send him money to his mailing address at prison, and they send him letters. He's got a whole fan club that have followed him even into jail. They're basically worse than BTS fanboys and fangirls, okay? These people love this guy, despite the fact that his products did not work. Now, of course, a few people are going to say, well, I tried his weight loss thing. I injected myself with HGH or whatever it was, and I lost 10 pounds. This guy was a known con man, but yet he had a magnetism to him. It's easy to dismiss these guys as, kooky, whatever, scammers. They are, but there's something kind of there as well that's very interesting to think about, because if you're going to protect yourself and others, you can't think these people are going to show up telling you they're going to scam you or going, oh, haha, I'm going to get you. If you guys met this guy on the street, you'd probably like him. That's the thing.
Many of you may know that years and years ago, back actually 1989, I did a program called Mega Memory. It became one of the most popular self-improvement series of all time. When I did that program, Mega Memory, one of the things I did was I made a big decision to expose both corporate and government corruption. And particularly at that time, I was exposing how the Department of Education was trying to force the drug Ritalin on...
Oh, yeah. So that's actually how... Okay, this is great. So this is what a lot of people do, is they tie themselves to causes while scamming you, right? So while getting these fees, while riding around in yachts and boats and luxury cars, this guy's basically saying, hey, I was trying to help the common man. I'm trying to expose everybody, exposing big pharma, exposing all this stuff. So they play on your biases. So this is pretty long, but basically he says, I'm this big victim who's been cheated. And even when you go to a lot of the videos where he's being exposed, they have a bunch of downvotes on him because all Kevin Trudeau's fans don't want to believe it. Here's one of the videos. Controversial TV pitchman, Kevin Trudeau jailed. It's got 25% downvotes. And then the top comments are basically free Kevin Trudeau things. It's so sad that the government will frame someone as a scammer and use major media to convince the public. It's like, dude, the guy is a scammer. This is in a video, by the way, which exposes Kevin for running yet another scam of this like membership club or whatever, which then he says, oh, I don't have any control over.
Are you using gin as a personal piggy bank to live a really lavish lifestyle and avoid paying this judgment?
Well, I think that's a legitimate question, but even if I was, what's the point? I'm screwed. I can't own anything for the rest of my life. So I'm not going to start a company and put it in my own name. It'd be dumb. And I certainly can go to friends, relatives, neighbors, or whatever and say, listen, you start a company and I'll help you out. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal about it. And guess what? It ain't my asset.
That argument may put you in jail.
We'll see. I have an insane...
Yeah, it might put you in jail, Kevin. I think time has told on that subject. Moving on from this, we're going to talk about another con man who has really just rebounded shockingly well from his scandal. You know, Brian Rose has really totally given up the idea of ever pursuing the digital freedom platform or making that a thing. In fact, if you go to the donation page for Brian Rose, you know that thing, the big freedom platform he was pushing? Now it just redirects to his mayoral campaign. He's completely forgotten about it. Is he going to sue Google? Is he going to get free speech back? Nah, don't worry about that. Now he's running for mayor. So he's completely grifted everybody. That money's gone. It's been scammed. And yet, when you go to his videos, the comment section, which used to be all dislikes, is back to what it used to be. Like, no scandal. Everybody here is just agreeing with Brian. And you find out that he doesn't really suffer any consequences for it. This is like a bitter pill to swallow if you get really invested in this stuff. And it's why I really stopped getting invested in what happens. I just try to save people from these scams. But at the end of the day, if you look across history of scammers and how their career goes, they will always have victims. Kevin Trudeau, when he gets out of jail soon, you think he's going to go on the straight and narrow all of a sudden? Hell no. He's going to go right back to pitching, baby. Pitching new stuff. I guarantee it. I think he's about to get out of jail. And I think this will be borne out. Napoleon Hill. Even if people knew that he was a scammer back then, what happened? People still followed him. You got School of Trading. Gets indicted by the CFTC or, pays all these penalties. What's he still doing? He's still selling the course. People are still watching the videos. It's hard to understand from our perspective, but we have to understand it nonetheless because I think it gives us an insight into human psychology. We like people who sell us the dream. We like people who are narcissistic, who say they have all of the answers. It's tough. And you know what? It's not just Brian Rose. It goes to the tippity top. We've got old D. Trump. You guys know him. And listen, I'm not getting... Relax. Hey, a lot of you guys, you shrank back on me just now in your seats. You go, wait a second. What's he going to say about D. Trump? I'm just going to say this. We're keeping it not political, guys. We're keeping it away from politics. Just look at what he did before politics. Before having anything to do with politics, he was running a scam with ACN, which is a multi-level marketing company, where he endorsed them.
A great relationship with ACN, and the more I learn about them, the more I like and respect them.
Okay. He ran a scam with Trump University. We have Amish to tell us all about that. He also ran Trump Network, his own pyramid scheme, right? And yet, each time, he'd have victims, of course, but he just kept moving on, didn't care, and he keeps moving on, and guess what? He eventually gets to the White House. And you know what? He's still doing it because he sends me, I'm on his emailing list. I'm on Trump's emailing list. Yeah, I'm a big deal, guys. The president emails me. He's always trying to get money from all his people on his email list. And he keeps saying, hey, if you donate now, I'll give you 1,000% matching on your donation. Now, is there any truth to that? No, that's a total lie and a known scam by politicians, which is somehow legal, where they tell you that your donation is going to get 1,000% matched. It's a complete demonstrable lie. And yet we don't care. We move on. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is not to bum you out. It's not to make you sad. It's to help equip you for understanding the trajectory of con artistry and to help you understand, don't try to end con artists forever. People always ask me, how can we help shut them down? I don't know. Ask the federal government to do more. They really don't. They don't do a lot. But until then, you can just inform people. If they don't listen, they don't listen. Just inform your friends. Don't let, your family get involved in these things. But other than that, that's basically all you can do, because at the end of the day, there's something psychologically irresistible about con men to most people. And it's a hard truth about life. And to close this off, I want you to just listen to Donald Trump pitch the Trump Network, because I think it's a great case study in how selling the dream, even when you know it's a scam, can be compelling, because they prey on your existing insecurities. They prey off the injustices in the world. You're going to hear him talk about how unfair it is that you don't have a fair shake at life, and how he just wants to help you. So try to listen to this Trump pitch with fresh eyes, because if you can understand the psychological manipulation behind this, if you can understand why this works, you're not going to have to watch another Coffeezilla video again. I hope you will. But yeah, I hope you learned something. I'll let this play out. I'll see you next time.
Hello, I'm Donald Trump, and welcome to the Trump Network. I want you to know why I'm so excited to be a part of this great organization. At no time in recent history has our economy been in the state that it is today. It's a mess. The economic meltdown, greed, and ineptitude in the financial industry have sabotaged the dreams of millions of people. Americans need a new plan. They need a new dream. The Trump Network wants to give millions of people renewed hope, and with an exciting plan to opt out of the recession. Let's get out of this recession right now. With cutting-edge health and wellness formulas and a system where you can develop your own financial independence, the Trump Network offers people the opportunity to achieve their American dream. I'm still looking for dreams. I'm doing damn well in life, but I'm still looking for the dream. It's a winning combination because it means you and your family can benefit financially from our breakthrough program. Follow our step-by-step success system that will help you grow your business. This journey is going to be a fantastic one, and you're going to have a lot of fun. The Trump Network is positioned to help millions of people overcome the recession and achieve the success they've always dreamed of. I hope you're going to join us. It's going to be fun and hopefully very profitable.